We still got another theatre to go, and a double will he get me up top. Hello everybody, welcome back to this wonderful series of F125, my team, and it's time to go over to the Canadian Grand Prix that I can't wait to see what we could do over there. Because of course, if you're not seeing the last two episodes where we've scored back-to-back point with me up top being on form. He's performing absolutely fantastic. So go ahead and watch those two episodes because I guarantee it will be worth your time. But of course, for now, we're continuing the Quail show in that Spanish Grand Prix, which was absolutely hilarious to see. But let's just quickly go through other things, make sure all is good. Yep, exactly. We stored the point with this good. Our lovely getting ramping up with the hash. Ooh, that is pretty good to see. Mechanical failure. Oh, Victor Martin. Miata teammate is out of the Spanish Grand Prix. Yeah, Miata teammate Victor Martin had unfortunately DNF'd. I'm going to show you the result. Just give you a little quick sneaky peek. So the result was Miata sixth in Monaco, fifth in the Spanish Grand Prix. Martin ended up DNF out in the Spanish Grand Prix. It was nothing he could have done, absolutely nothing. And we don't think we got 4 days, 1 day, 7 days. And look how much the ability we've got. It's too much stuff. Way too much. I can't even do any more research until I get rid of all of that update. We are trying to develop that to put on the pause for now. We know that in that episode we had been talking to Franco, and he talked about 5.2 million. We got enough for him. Me up to how much he talked 1.6. He should be higher than that. He actually living amazingly this season. But we pretty much done everything that I do this, and then we go over to the event. We're gonna do the development list short because it's taken so long just to get it done. Let's do another one of aero. That'll be fine. Yes, we can definitely start changing about the sponsored logo. We keep the same sponsored on the statue title, but I'm changing the look. We go with the that's too much look. That's better. We get this one on, and then we have one on the side, which is this. And let's put. Oh, I should put that one on, which will make it smaller. Oh my god, that looks nice. That looks better. We haven't got one for the back. Did I play Savan? No, I don't like it. About this. Not often look at do everything. We obviously don't want to change this, that looks really cool there. But the one that have been, or that'll be good to have, but I'm going to dump it on there, something different. I like to have 7 of a main sponsor, 3 and the other sponsor, and definitely assuming I can get more, but this is what the final look, and I think it looks nice. I don't care what you think, but I do actually. I do care what you think, but that looks nice. I mean, does it stand out? It sure doesn't look like stand out in the back. No, when you live up to someone backhand, that's what will stand out the most. But fantastic looking. Upgrade security. Our IT had identified the vulnerability in our cyber security system and recommend upgraded to cutting edge security technology. While this will improve our protection, it will come with healthy price tag. Should we proceed with the upgrade, it's only £50,000. It's fine. If you say 1 million, makes sense, but that's 50,000, that makes really nothing. But look how much we've got. So we've got all the upgrades in.
Hey, Chief, we have a part or two ready for development because they finished research. Let's get that in motion, shall we? Head to engineering for more info.
The fun. How I've Martin, but I've not got anything on you. I've got nothing on him, but Bruce is nice. table somebody done that I do try to get both in. They've been ready by Australia. That's fun. Into 20 already in. Oh yeah, we do that. But did I do that one instead to get it done? To get it done, the ability to double day to do. Wait, what the one that I need to look for? Again, ignition system. Like let me check with Marty. Got that one on already. He got into 20 yet. He have got ignition system, but me I thought doing was right there, and he got into 20. Yep, there. Yeah, that's fun. Update is fine. No worries, but Martin definitely got the worst part of it. That's for sure.
Mind you that we have parts fully researched that are waiting for development. Let's get that performance on the car.
Let's do this one to Martin. I'm just do that one to Martin to be fair with him, and then did I do another the ability? Fab. Did I go for ice? Did I go for ice? Alright, nice. No issue with the money whatsoever. Perfect. Now, I'm going to back on to Canada Grand Prix, and I'll see you in qualifying.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here in Canada at the wonderful Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Who's going to come out fastest of all in the next hour? Yes, it's time for qualifying.
Here we are, the Canada Grand Prix 20 now underway. With me at top, who's been on an exceptional form lately, of course, Jordan Point, the Monaco, and the Spanish Grand Prix. It really good to see that we can fight and we don't here and there and that thing. So, with Kuhn already out of the way, Fitztar, Martin, and 40 being out P22. Miata, who only just won 40, that to end up being the benchmark for this section. Quality had already began my first run, and of course on a medium tire. And the reason I did that was because I decided to take the chances on me to go on a medium and see how that worked out. And see if we can make it notice done one to save some soft tires to done betting on that it's going to be quite chaotic in the Canada Grand Prix. We've seen this sometime about the history, that there's been some chaotic things been happening, so I'm hoping that that will come true. But of course, we've already done the first one, we end up being P40, not the P15, we're going to begin our section run, and we did not really improve that much. Because I think we only found a small amount of talent, and it's just not worth that, as we'll end up being P15. With start, but Charlotte played also down P12 with at the yellow duo, Behrman and Hazard.
Here in Montreal, lights out is quickly approaching on this artificial island originally built for the World Fair in 1967. Now it's used for a World's Fair of a different kind, ever since Formula One first arrived here. We're back in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. With top speeds of around 210 miles per hour heading into the overtaking opportunity of turn 13, the 2.7 miles of the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve are some of the quickest on the Formula One calendar. There are 14 corners in total, with 60% of the lap taken at full throttle, and average speeds clock in at about 130 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Tsunoda, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Sainz, Albon, Ocon, and Fernando Alonso, Antonelli, Leclerc, Jack Doohan, and Behrman, Miata, Hadjar, Pierre Gasly, and Nico Hülkenberg, Bortoletto, Stroll, Lawson, and Victor Martins rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, former racing driver herself, Naomi Schiff. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. What a track this is, and what a challenge for the drivers this weekend. Long straights, heavy braking zones, and a very green surface to start with.
This happens to be one of the driver's favourites. It is a low downforce circuit that is fast and flowing, but it is also demanding on the brakes. And be careful, because let's not forget the wall of champions that catches out so many.
We're not in the best position to get another points finish, so try and use the first lap to your advantage and make up places.
That is true. That with that being the reason, we are going on a stop tyre, but we know how quick the stop tyre can be. Within maybe 3 laps, they are quite quick. So hopefully we can take the advantage of that and just make up places and try a bit in point area, then start coming in for 2 stops, which we are doing for medium, then hard afterwards. So hopefully that'll pay off for us, and of course we won't store a point. Miata has been proving that all season long, where his show, his flair, his shield at the glove and all that. So hopefully that result will come in, and of course, which is see everybody their strategy are completely different to mine. Hard, medium, hard, medium, and all that. I'm the only one on stop tires. Miata is the only one on the stop tires. Just him, not Martin. Just Miata. So hopefully we can do something special with this strategy, and hopefully it will pay off. Trying to warm up at the front end of the tyre. Hopefully we get a very good start and just get somehow move up maybe at least 2 or 3 places in one corner. But we want now have lined up to the waiting for the 5 race, and like now away we go. We land another who's on the pole. Didn't really have the best start. Max Verstappen had now overtaken land on the outside. Will Max get it through, and now the turn 2 now. Land another did not have a good exit compared to Max Verstappen, but it's side by side going into the corner. Max seemed to be ahead of Land another. It now taking the lead of the Canada Grand Prix. Lando cannot allow Max to put him away, but that would be very, very bad for Land another if you want to stay in the contender for the championship, which is see Miata completing again to Fernando Alonso, giving some space, and Miata now moved up to P10, moving up 5 places in just 1 lap, half a lap, which is brilliant to see. So hopefully Miata will start fighting away and try to get P9, P8, maybe P7, because I don't think we are that quick enough to try and finish in top 5. Unfortunately, this so much practice such in the car is not that fast enough, and which is still Charles Leclerc, who down P12 had about 20 himself, had now overtaken Fernando Alonso, which is still Miata side by side with Alex Albon, and it goes through. Miata now up to P9. This is what I mean, hating the advantage of this stop tyre in the third, maybe 3 lap. We'll get good result, which is still Charles Leclerc is now in a fight with Alex Albon inside. That Leclerc is now to get the Albon to try to defend it. It looks like it is ahead of Charles Leclerc. Very good defending love from Alex Albon. They both are pretty much on the same tyre, I believe they are. So of course, they should be in a fight with each other, and Miata should pretty much start pulling away, but the tyre difference is automatic, and we've got the lead in the flag going up, and that is Liam Lawson, which you can see have fallen down the P20s, and wonder what happened there. We've got Charles Leclerc, who now overtaken Alex Albon. Unfortunately, Albon cannot defend it this time. Of course, Leclerc had the help from the Diana, and we move forward to the McLaren, where they should be in the fight for the second place. They have all of the lot time to Max Verstappen, and we can see Piastri now an attempting overtake on Lando Norris, and we can see Miata in the live timing now attempting overtake at the ban. Ocon, what fantastic overtake there for Miata, doing a really good job. We can see Hamilton leaping up on the inside of Lando Norris. Will Hamilton get there on Lando? UT Tsunoda is watching everything unfolding. What will UT do to stay back? Yes, he does. UT stay back. Also have lots to play to Miata in the final 16 before the World of Champions. But Miata, brilliant love so far. Carlos Sainz seems to be in no man land. Himself got a bit of a gap to the car behind and in front, and you can see Lawson have pulled over to one side, and that particularly ended up being DNF. which is unfortunate for Lawson. Nothing to do with clutch, it's the engine issue, and Hamilton already overtaken Lando Norris. We talked about Lawson, so brilliant move from Hamilton. He knew what he was doing. We all know how much history Hamilton got here in Canada, but obviously he had his third ever victory at Canada back to 2007. Obviously a very rich history for Hamilton here in Canada, but Lando Norris got on star and he's come back with it again. The Hamilton is now back in the podium spot, which in seeing Joshua, shaded down Newton and he's pretty much ready to be bunching up with the fight where, maybe P7, which is taller side, to get himself in the fight and, try maybe get the chance to get a podium again for himself. But with New York time going to lap 6 now, the tyre is pretty much already gone, which I felt like, shoot, maybe we should have done something different here, maybe coming in a little bit early, but we're going to try to hold on to it. I've been telling me to just stay hard and just do your best. The defense again to the band on top, but you can see it had a little sludge or tried to get out for taller quickly. That showed the tyre is now worn out quite a lot, and we can see all time on the inside line, Miyata break later, which is good defensive move for Miyata. We can see Charles Leclerc has already got himself on start, now overtaken at the barn. All time we now join to the hairpin. Charles Leclerc stays ahead of the barn. All time, and now Leclerc will get the chance to get Mitomi Miyata, and we got the defense that. But we should also take the opportunity to maybe come in early, but we haven't really got any thoughts about that. But Charles Leclerc got the Diala. They try and tap to Miyata, and Miyata just come in, didn't hear my own engine, telling him to come into Miyata now in to put a new tyre on, and hopefully we go on and take the advantage. And we did do a bit of a change in the strategy, which we started to slash the plan A and go for plan B, which is the hard tyre, but they couldn't put it on quick enough. They couldn't put it on quick enough. They had to hope that whole commotion did not match up Miyata chance to store point. But we're looking on board with Max Verstappen, who is 4 seconds over, 4 seconds ahead of second place. Matt is on the roll. He's definitely showing what he can do, and of course he's on the track to win his 5th world champion, and we definitely know he can do that very easily. But the McLaren doesn't seem to be quick enough compared to Max Verstappen, and wonder if there's been some internal issue inside that McLaren car or something, and I don't know answer for it. Unfortunately, Lando Norris doesn't seem to be quick enough to try to catch up Piastri. Hamilton have a lot bit of a time against Lando Norris. Maybe it's a bit dirty air, tortoise, everybody tried to start pulling back. Don't hold on. I don't know the tyre for the engine, I don't know the tyre for the tyre. Maybe they're doing one shop strategy. We have no idea what they are going to, and that is the entertainment we want it to be unpredictable. I'm not sure it's not catching up to Newton Tanola, but he doesn't have to worry about Carlos side, as he is almost 4 seconds behind to George Russell, and Leclerc is now starting catching up to his former teammate. And Leclerc looks pretty quick in that Ferrari. They were obviously out in Q2, not in a good play in the starting leg, but moved up and really nicely got himself a big chance to store pretty big point for themselves if they can do that, of course. But in that time, Miyata still, the tyre for the tyre, just doing the work, try to catch up slowly without affecting bit wear on the tyre. And Leclerc have also caught up to Carlos side. We might get to see the rivalry come to life between their own former teammate, and it's going to be quite exciting as they now coming out the hairpin, which is the live timing. We've got Kimi at the yellow that now makes a move on Fernando Alonso. 20 years gap between them to probably almost or more than that, but they are having a battle of their own very soon. And Leclerc had now overtaken Carlos side up to P7, and at the other, had they got an on-star against Fernando Alonso, or Alonso will show his experience and defense against the youngster, and looks like it didn't. At the other, had overtaken Fernando Alonso. What a move from Kimi at the other, showing what he can do in the Mercedes, despite him being unlucky, he knows how to drive again to two-time world champion. But me that time, it's still not caught up to anyone, but we start moving up places. That's not because I've been overtaken, it's because all the cars are coming, pitting, chasing tires, all that lot. Me that is now up in P12, we've got a very warm tyre, which is good, but very old. It's over 10 laps old now, just almost 10 laps old, and we can see the replay in lap 11, that we've got a Ferrari making a move on the McLaren, which looks very, very tight, but luckily managed to escape without making a single contact. But Miata, who's obviously in P12, now started touching up to his teammate Martin, who haven't pitted, by the way. So we need to hope Martin does not hold up Miata, and I don't want to spend too much time behind him. So I'm going to tell Miata just try to overtake him as quickly as he can, and just hope Martin doesn't cause trouble. And that's something we need to try to tell Martin, let Miata know, because Martin is pretty much on the one shop button to potentially, but it's still on the old tyre. Going into lap 14, while Hamilton has pitted and some other drivers already pitted, so my guess is that it's going on from one stop button to it's a bit gamble, but will he be able to pull it off? And we can see the Williams have pulled ahead of Victor Martin, that is Carlos style. Even if I overtake him, Victor Martin will Miata catch up to Carlos side, unlikely due to Carlos side be on the medium tyre, very, very fresh, where Miata on all the hard tyre, it could be a struggle, but we are now right behind Victor Martin. We need to get past really quickly, and we need to try to figure out how to do it safely without losing too much time or major contact. But Martin definitely seems to be might put in a defense more against Miata, which would be a very bad idea, a very bad scenario for Brittany Motorsport. It's only one of them to score a big point, and that's pretty much always been Miata. This is on a two-stop bench, and we have the better tyre advantage over Victor Martin, as it's always be on one stop bench. So far, that's the plan is going forward, and we've got Miata fighting right, going to the left, and get the move done into the World of the Champion. Miata has overtaken Victor Martin. Thank you, Martin, for not moving out of the way, which is obviously a bit of a problem that we need to figure out who is having the main role, who is the number one driver and number two driver. So far, Miata has been showing the best driver and still by far compared to his teammate, but unfortunately on the straight line, lap 16, Ocon, who spent a little bit of time behind Victor Martin, managed to catch up to Miata, which has been an issue as I put a defensive move in lead door, completing lead door, but breaks later and re-overtake defensive move on Esteban Ocon, and Esteban looked to try and make the move on the inside, blocked that one off. He shifted over to the right, going turn one, now turn two. Miata joining it a little bit deep, but we had to give some space in case Ocon decided to send it on the inside somehow, but he didn't manage to stay ahead, which is good. But Ocon and Alex Albon is definitely on the better tyre advantage compared to Miata, who has been on the same tyre now over 10 laps. This tyre now starts and wearing out, which we need to try to figure out how to recover for it. Tyre management. And we just see Victor Martin down P13 and lost so much places already. Ocon backed off from the move he had a chance being backed off from him, which of course is the best bet, but you do not want to be in that corner where take tires to turn, which you're likely to make contact either the Miata or Alex Albon. And we've got Hamilton, who chased out his teammate Charles Leclerc, who I think have not pitted at all, but a big chance for Ferrari surely put in a lot higher position compared to what they did in Spain, because that's something that we talked about. They had a chance for the podium and they lost that chance, but they decided to pit, which something they had to learn from it. So it looks like so far Ferrari might be in a very solid position to score 5 and 6. That might change though, but it's still everyone ahead have not pitted. Matt Piatnik, Lando Newton, and Charles Leclerc. Those top 5, I think, hadn't pitted. I haven't seen their paddle have made some action yet. So we're now in lap 19. We still continue the defending against Ocon, but we can see more cars start to catch up. Actually, has overtaken Alex Albon, but we now started turning it into potential 4-way fight for that P9, and we've got something we need. It obviously put a medium tyre on. It's the only way to try and make sure we stay in a strong position, strong point. But at the same time, if we come in early, we might mess it up. Just like Miata just did, he went too deep. Miata gone deep. He managed to get back in the slipstream of Esteban on top without losing too much time. But unfortunately, Ocon got the other, but Miata got back the which one to be the first to beat down the turn, and it looked like Miata had taken that turn and beaten Ocon with a good overtake on the outside, but Miata almost dropped it. He went deep into hairpin, which I've only just noticed in late section. That's a bit unfortunate for Miata for going a little bit deep. He seemed to be pressurizing by at the bar on top of talk with multiple tires behind, giving him all the pressure. He might be thinking, what do I do? But thankfully, Miata knows what to do afterwards. He managed to get it back. So good work for Miata, showing that he does not give up and was on board with the Silver, who's not even a good play. And Martin have finally pitted. He got about 16 laps to do on this medium tyre. So that's what he took to do and got Lando who's the lead, but he's not exactly the lead. But this Matt had already pitted to come back in and take the lead anyway. Lando then used to know it then. Looks like Hamilton gonna go on. Matt have not taken the lead. Lewis Hamilton. So what are the strategies for Ferrari doing? We can see Leclerc, P8, he already pitted by the way. So everyone who's now in from the top 5 initially have already pitted. Russell to come out the corner to be behind both McLaren. Unfortunately, it's been behind them quite a long time. But it seemed managed to get over top or new to know that I think that pretty good more from Mercedes, but that will that say like that for ages we'll find out. And we got Jack Dillon who's battling Alex Dalborn, the side by side did it now entertainment, but not anymore. Albon had overtaken Jack Dillon, good one from Alex Dalborn, and Miata in lap 22, going to lap 23. Have now come in to put a medium tyre on, and I'm going to explain why we need to put a medium tyre on. And we've just taken another pit stop mistake, taking ages. Come on, team, do not take ages in the pit stop. But yeah, Miata is on a medium tyre instead of doing that in the third stop he did. But obviously in the first stop, if he's on a medium tyre, he'll probably worn that out quite quickly due to fuel load being heavier. So that one went harder, and now we're on a section stop with a medium tyre. The fuel is a lot lighter, and we're hoping get me up an advantage to put in a further good time and try and potentially take down for the points finish. He's still got that chance, that's still there. He just needs to put in a good lap. We've got approximately 12-13 laps to go. Which you see everybody ahead is now getting to the form of train of the other. That might be quite a bit of advantage for Miata because it's in the clear air. He can definitely catch up quite quickly at the yellow. It's in P9 far behind. Carlos decides that pretty much going to be a battle for the P9. But that's something good. We can still put if I can get P10. That's still fine, you know what I mean? But now we're coming in to the final corner from World of the Champion. All the car that is ahead of us has pitted. We just start making our way up. We're now up in P30, which is solid. Which you see Hamilton has pitted in P7. So Hamilton, of course, took the chance on one stop strategy, and he's coming out behind his former teammate, Russell. We're going to see a fight between them two, hopefully, and that will be very entertaining. There's not been much of entertainment so far in the Canada Grand Prix, but the thing's been changing because of the strategy. That's what made it quite exciting. So hopefully we bring the motorsport, we get the chance to store bit point. Miata now moved up to P11. In the P11, Behrman and on all the tyre. Behrman still not coming. I don't know what strategy he's going to do. And we can see Victor Martin has managed to stay ahead of Esteban Ocon, who managed to overtake Alex Dalborn coming out of the pit at the very solid one from the head, in out quickly. But now my hope for Martin is defend take it. Oh my God, Marty just had a big snap. Marty had a bit of a oversteer, but he managed to stave it with his jaw, and he definitely slowed up a lot of the time. Maybe that helped Miyata. He now 4.5 seconds behind Miyata. Will that be an advantage for us? We'll find out and see how it to the job for us at the other who now behind Carlo's side. We might see them to have a battle of their own, and Bearman had pitted now into the going from P10 to the 4th out of the order, which means this time Miyata will take that last spot in that P10, which is solid to see. So hopefully that will help us down and just stay there if we can catch up perfect. But don't forget, we need the top of the time. Our time is a lot, older compared to Esteban Olton, who have now just overtaken Fitztar Martin Olton to now start chasing down Nitomi Miyata and try to take that P10 away from Miyata. And I've told Olton, who is, I think, pretty much about 4 or 5 laps younger in the tyre compared to Miyata, which can be a bit of an issue, maybe less than that, but still, as long as you have much more healthy tyre compared to Olton, the thing seems to be perfect for him, so maybe that might change, I don't know. But Carlos started got smoke coming out of his engine. Carlos started have now got an engine failure. That is so unfortunate for Carlos side. That it started to be him. He managed to end up in P7, backed on with Active Yellow. But all of that is now out, and he's obviously you can see in the background, he is out of the Canada Grand Prix. He was having a good racing. But he's out, unfortunately, which just start for Carlos side. And of course, I think I might have made the mistake about Carlos having back with Active Yellow. He might be doing that. I'm not sure, I believe that. I'm not even sure, but I've forgotten now. But we're now going out in that lap 31 final corner. Olton is now caught up to Nitomi Miyata. We might see a battle between them two, and hopefully it'll be clean racing, because obviously Miyata, who has been getting the pressure from Olton pretty much all racing on every time we caught up to her, Miyata feel the pressure, so hopefully Miyata will just keep it in control. Hamilton now takes it down. Newton Tanona, I'm not sure, I believe had obviously pitted anyway, but at this day he was ahead of Newton Tanona at one point, but I think he must have pitted or something, and Hamilton now ahead of Newton Tanona, and Olton now got the other. Can he get the move done on the Nitomi Miyata? He's on the inside, but he doesn't go for the move. He stays back. Good. Miyata has been doing a good solid defense against Olton, but you can see the time difference between Miyata, who's sure Russell over 20-second gap. That is mental to see how much different from the basically top 7 to the bottom bit, which is trade, and which is Steve Lando had now put in the fight against the Piastri, and Lando now up in P2. They are having a battle of their own very soon as they began the final lap, and we've just been told by our engineer that Miyata now got an engine issue. Miyata have got an engine issue. Is he going to be DNF? That would be bad, but so far we still racing anyway. So I don't think Miyata needs a DNF at all, and Matt obviously got himself in a back market, and he's that close to Miyata. It's not that far behind him, and that it shows how much pace that Red Bull have gotten 10 seconds ahead of Lando Norris. But still at exceptional pace, and we tried to put a defense again at the barn, and it's already gone ahead, but we braked so late and tried to get the move done, and we managed to overtake Olton. Olton seemed to be top the corner, maybe got the pride attack by Miyata, where he put a really good defense move, and I don't know what do you think about that, but of course, sure, solid move from Miyata. We now begin our final lap at Max Verstappen now come out the corner and is going to win the Canada Grand Prix. Now the applause for Max Verstappen, and we've got Lando Norris, who will be finishing second along with Piastri finishing third. Solid day for McLaren, but of course a better day for Max Verstappen. And now we voted our attention to that P8 battle with Ocon and everyone behind Miata. Miata put a defend. We've got Anna Albon side by side with Esteban Ocon. Albon seemed to try and get the move ahead of Esteban Ocon. We now joining the hairpin. Who would be the last one to break? It seemed Ocon tried to keep the title turn and get the good agenda Anna Albon. And I think to the payoff, he didn't. Albon overtaken Esteban Ocon. He got the other, but don't forget, Miata got an engine issue. He can't be tweet at all at Ocon and Alex Albon. Day in and day in on Miata. Albon stayed behind, but we still got another Diada to go. Alex Albon, will he get Miata? Cross to the line now. Albon overtaken Miata just before the finish line. What a racing. What a racing that was. Oh my god. That was unbelievable and so unlucky for Miata. He could have scored P8, but he didn't.
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
Well, that's 2 race wins in a row for them. I think they'll be really happy with that. I mean, 1 race win is great, but to have 2, you know that you've got it. You're a little bit more comfortable in your skin. This is a great sign of maybe what's to come next.
It's time for our podium celebrations. And as ever in Formula One, 3 is the magic number. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen.
Unbelievable. I mean, the only thing that was quite entertaining was pretty much what happened in the final lap between Albon, Ocon and Miata. That's pretty much the only thing that is entertaining so far in the Canada Grand Prix. But my goodness, Matt, what a race for him. What a flipping race for Max Verstappen. Absolutely dominating the with 10 seconds up the second place and probably well over a minute for Miata. It's an impeccable racing to Fabregas from Max Verstappen performance. It was that close. To Miata, we join another maybe 4 laps. Man, we overtake Miata and pretty much lapped over 12 cars. If we overtake Miata, unbelievable. I know it's unbelievable, but it was so unlucky for Miata not be able to keep that P8. But it was still a solid race. We were not in the chance for point. I mean, managed to get that P9, which is. Again, it is exceptional. I'm happy about that, but I'm going to end it now as we are heading over to double header 2 race in 1 episode for Austria and Silverstone. So then if you want, please like and subscribe my video, do my very appreciated and peace out.